down to which team dictates the style of the game.
All the excitement and a little bit of angst that goes along with the unknown of a brand new season. The Jersey Jam, Princeton, and Rutgers. They might have passed each other driving south on the turnpike today. One team left at 4:40 from campus. That was Princeton. Rutgers left at 4:30. They're excited to get out. Cliff Amori. Get used to that if Rutgers is going to be the team they want to be.
And I love that to start the game. Get the big fella going early, going right over that left shoulder, and getting a great start.
Mitch Henderson told me offensively, this is all we want to do, be unguardable and unpredictable. Alako kicks it outside. Pierce misses his first three, and Martini cleans it up. Back out to Blake Peters. He was so hot in that NCAA run last year, made over half of his three-point attempts. Pierce back to Alako, quarterback slash point guard. Xavier Lee knocks down a tray.
And those shots are going to be there for Princeton all night. Rutgers really plays the gap, so if you attack that middle, you're going to have that open look on the wing.
First turnover, Blake Peters comes up with it. Pushes it up to Alako. Thought about the three. Better idea, use the glass. And the Tigers are off to a 5-2 lead. So offensively for Rutgers, we saw Cliff Amori with the ball right now. We know he's excellent on defense. What do you see from him offensively this year?
I think one of the things, looking at him as Gavin Griffiths gets the tough finish, is I'd like to see him be more efficient in the post. And one of the things he has to do a better job of is standing his ground when he gets pushed off the block a little bit on his post-ups.
And he'll be a force inside right now on Caden Pierce in the lane. Pierce is coming off a freshman season where he earned Ivy League Rookie of the Year. Little backdoor inside to Peters, and an early foul called against Noah Fernandez, who spent the last 3 seasons at UMass.
And you are vulnerable for those backdoor cuts.
Just saw Gavin Griffiths make the first bucket there of his career for the Scarlet Knights. First 5-star recruit for Steve Pikiell. Xavier Lee back to Martini, and Lee had an excellent summer. Matt Alako knocks down his first 3. Led the team in minutes last year. He's also the leading scorer back from a year ago, too. Hyatt, little extra step. And the rebound to Pierce. 3rd in the Ivy League last year in rebounding. See what he does on the offensive glass. Steve Pikiell called him perhaps the best offensive rebounder in the nation. Peters back inside to Pierce. Xavier Lee was a star. He's from Toronto on the Canadian U14 World Cup team this summer. Now inside at 10 to shoot. Peters. Out to Noah Fernandez, leading scorer for UMass in each of the last 2 seasons. Had to go opposite hand there. Alako with the board.
It doesn't seem like Princeton minds playing with a little bit of a faster tempo. Interesting to see how they started this game.
Xavier Lee, they're expecting that big jump from the freshman to sophomore year. Got caught in the air a little bit, still 17 to shoot. They say he gained a lot of confidence playing so well for that U19 team for Canada this summer.
And he's gotten a lot stronger as well. You can see his body has improved, a lot more stronger, and I think he's expected to have a great season for the Tigers.
Caden Pierce making that same jump from the freshman to sophomore year. Now inside at 10. Alako, good crossover. Kicks it back out. This is Peters. In and out. And the rebound to Pierce. Had 7 offensive rebounds in that big win in the tournament over Missouri that sent them to the Sweet 16. First one there. Lee has 1 3. Martini works the glass.
Even though this Princeton team is undersized, they are a great rebounding team. Talking to Coach Pikiell before the game, that was one of the things that he was concerned about.
Princeton off to a nice start there, winning the rebounding game, up 10-4. Griffiths has a 2, long on his first 3. Player of the year of the state of Connecticut this last year.
He's going to get them up. He's a guy that is not bashful to get those threes up.
We hear a lot about the Princeton offense and the backdoor cuts here, Trey, but what else do they do besides cut to lose?
Well, it's a modern way of playing. Like when you watch NBA games, that's how they play. It's
Zach Martini, go ahead.
It's a modern way to, 4 guards playing around bigs, 1 talented big. So it's a modern way of playing. I love the way that they play.
And that modern way is working awfully well here in the jerseys. The first time, Alacco to Philip Real in the game for the first time. Gives it off. Fake to Peters. Only 5 to shoot. Down to 1. How about the defense from the Scarlet Knights?
And I like that. They are picking up the pressure, doing a really good job of making Princeton feel uncomfortable. Even though they're such a great cutting team, you have to make them feel uncomfortable on the offensive end.
Hernandez with it again. Both teams showing good patience here to get started on offense. They work it inside. Great job of getting to the hoop with a miss from Austin Williams, who just came into the game. Averaged 15 points per game at Hartford a couple of seasons before transferring. And off the knee of Alacco. Defense.
Let them get into their off-ball movement. They're going to slice and dice you. So really like how this bench has come out and brought a lot of energy to the game.
Steve Peichel describes Michael Davis, who just had the ball and passes off to Fernandez, in a way you don't hear about freshmen very often. Says consistent and makes great decisions. That's a great rebound. And a putback inside for Antoine Wolfholt, former football player at 6'9", 225. It's his first deuce.
And Coach Peichel made the comparison that he reminds him a lot of Travion Williams, former Purdue great. So high expectations for Wolfholt.
Real stunt. Another true freshman there. Davis, first time in the game. Jack Scott is checked in. Blake Peters, little pull-up from the corner. Air ball. Now the shot clock reset. I don't believe it should have. And they'll check in on that as the ball did not touch the rim. Princeton started out up 12-4, but the Scarlet Knights are on an 8-2 run.
How's the succession plan going?
For the opposing team's best scorer. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to step up in that role. I think Davis is the guy that can definitely do that for this Rutgers team.
10th again this year. They're on a nice little run, 8-2. Only 1 second on the clock now for Princeton to get rid of it. And the ball knocked away. Defense continues to be strong as the first half gets longer. Third straight turnover for the Tigers. Fernandez has 1. And a little long there. The ball tipped out.
Michael Davis pushing the ball up the floor. Noah Fernandez getting that open look at the top of the key.
Steve Peichel saying he's excited for the speed. They're going to be more of an attacking style on offense, but he said they would not compromise on defense, where the priority remains making the other team take 18 to 20 seconds to shoot. Or how about stealing it? Wolfholt. We're tied.
And that's the versatility that Coach Peichel talked about. He's a great athlete. Mentioned that he's got a football background, getting into the passing lanes and getting the slam.
Peichel telling us he might be the most improved player on the team. Brand new player there. Dalen Davis saw back to freshman class can have, and it's okay to have expectations for these youngsters.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame. They expect guys to make huge leaps. Maybe not so much incremental leaps, and so there's going to be a lot of expectation on some of these younger guys.
I guess that includes the leap from high school to your freshman year. It's time! Back-to-back jams for Wolfholt.
That's a play that is called out of the timeout. Recognizing that Rutgers is hard hedging. You swing the ball quick. Cliff Amore gets the rim run. Gets a steal here, too.
Watch out. Little layup. Finds its way in. The man who led the nation in dunks in the regular season with a finesse lefty. And Rutgers on top.
See, Paul, they're denying the center from catching it from the top of the key.
Rutgers fans, only a 45-minute drive from Piscataway. Decked out in red and excited for what they've done since they trailed 12-4. Dalen Davis, long, Amore. Steve Peichel said he can average 12 to 13 rebounds a year per game this year. That's a push. And then off the steal, Amore had to change it up a little bit, but finds the bottom of the net. Defense to offense for the Scarlet Knights.
You would expect Coach Henderson to make the adjustment, try to get a little bit more back touch.
Missed dump there. Reset. Plenty of time here. Davis a little step. And Alacco with the rebound. Rich Henderson saying to us, when he's on the court, he thinks he's the head coach out there, and the head coach seemed like he was okay with that. See if he can settle his team down. It's been all Scarlet Knights since the first few moments. Caden Pierce has 6 rebounds already, but misses the 3. Simpson takes it in, and the rebound now to Scott. Princeton without 3 of its top 5 scorers from last year. The man with the ball, Matalako, the top returning scorer, all the way in, and finds his first 2.
And that's what you got to do against pressure. You beat pressure by putting the ball on the floor. If there's no help side, it's a free clear path to the lane.
Good aggressive take there by Austin Williams, draws the foul. The conversations we had coming into this night here, that deliberate style you saw from Rutgers is going to transition into a more attacking style on offense. Hyatt, former LSU Tiger, trying to get it inside to Amori, and he's double teamed. Steve Peichel said he's become a much better passer, makes him a lot more difficult to guard. Simpson into the hands of Amori and right out. He thought he was fouled, no call. Caden Pierce, older brother, recent 2nd-round pick, wide receiver of the Colts. Matalako just knocked one down from inside. Going to work. Back-to-back buckets for the senior quarterback.
It's a great take by Laco, taking his time, recognizing that the help side is not set, going over the top with the smaller Simpson, getting a tough finish.
Derek Simpson from nearby Mount Laurel, only 30 minutes away. Mom, dad, a couple of sisters, grandma here in the audience watching him play for the first time this season. And Hyatt draws the foul. Steve Peichel would like to see Andre Hyatt go from pretty good player, knocks down a couple of free throws. He averaged 8 and 4 last year, up into that double-digit range.
I think the biggest thing for him is consistency. Last year, he'd have games where he had 20-plus, and then the next game it'd be 5 or 6 points. So if he can be around double figures, 11 and 12 each game.
Hey, there's a little backdoor cut. Well, they needed that assist and that bucket and maybe this free throw as well, because they had been outscored 18-8 this free throw since they took that 12-4 lead. Simpson up top to Hyatt. Trying to get it down to Cliff Amori. Guarded by Caden Pierce. Amori has a 4-inch height difference on him. Now they get it to him. Double team. Well, that is tough to guard with that kind of wingspan and that kind of pivot.
That's a great job by Amori, going early, understanding the double team is coming from the middle, hitting the baseline, getting that reverse finish.
Pierce taking it to the hole, gets a cheap one there on Amori.
To cut off that baseline, knowing that your help is going to be there in the middle.
Steve Peichel talks about how his team is going to be a much better shooting squad this year, but they've been going inside. 10 consecutive points have come from inside the paint. Easier to shoot a high percentage in paint.
Absolutely.
Good first step by Pierce. Well, that's nice defense by Amori. First team all Big Ten defensively last year. Up to Simpson, got caught in the air. A 3 from Amori, in and out. He declared for the NBA draft this spring and tried out for the teams, went to camps, and really wanted to develop that three-point shot. The feedback came back and said, go back inside, just work on being better in the paint, and you'll be a first-round pick next year.
Right, the NBA is all about finding a niche, and Amori has a niche of being a rim runner, a protector, and a finisher.
Has a chance inside again, working on Pierce, kicks it outside. Ball taken away by Scott. Here comes Alako. Does not have numbers, but takes it in anyway, and that's a charge. And he certainly hopes it continues for the years to come. They used to play a home and home. They had over 50 years where it was a couple times a year. It's good to have this one back. A fun way to kick off this college basketball season. Michael Davis, freshman out of Chattanooga, gets his own rebound and his first basket.
That was one of the things last year, Paul. I didn't feel like this Rutgers team did a great job of cutting and moving out without the basketball. But in that set right there, a little bit of a motion ball screen. Guys were moving, cutting, and that opened up the lane for Michael Davis.
Good cut by Peters, kicks it back out to Davis. Freshman on one side gets an easy one. The freshman on the other misses a three, and here comes Williams. Up top to Hyatt for three. Well, Pierce is just owning the board. 16 against Missouri in that Sweet 16 win last year. Third in the Ivy League. And he's already got 7. Foul call away from the ball against Austin Williams. JaMychal Davis, Steve Michael telling us the true freshman is his fastest player.
Davis did a good job of following up his miss and getting the deuce.
They haven't gotten Peters going. There's a three. He just missed that one, but he made over half of his 3 attempts in the NCAA run. Hasn't got it going yet. Can't say the same for Oskar Palmquist. He has a triple and now a dunk to go along with it.
See Princeton here. We talked to Coach Henderson before the game. Caden Pierce playing small ball 5.
And there's Peters' first try.
Peters 93% of his shots last season for 3.
Hyatt. Well, they continue to be aggressive, taking it to the hole. Princeton so far rebounding well. Manalaco. Steve Michael said he's like a good quarterback. And any good quarterback, you got to get in his face. Make sure he can't see where he wants to go with the ball. He's got a couple of baskets. Pierce with it now. Shot clock to 10. Alaco tray. In and out. Rutgers continues to push pace. Out to Palmquist. Long rebound to Hyatt. So you get the aggressive start to the possession and then some patience to pull it back out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Rutgers defends. A lot of times when teams play fast, it compromises your defense. But thus far, they've done a good job of balancing both those things out.
Double team on Woolfolk. Back out to Simpson. Almost with the tip in. And the rebound inside to Hyatt. He misses. And knocks it out of bounds. Some good looks there for the Scarlet Knights. Seen a tight one here. Princeton got off to a great start. They led 12-4. It's been back and forth since. Rutgers now leading by 1. Little full court press now. They beat it by getting it out to Peters. Xavier Lee, the sophomore, has already knocked down 1-3. Back up top to Alaco. Leading scorer in the game so far with 9.
I think with the way that Rutgers is pressuring the basketball, you're going to have to always have 2 ball handlers in the game if you're Princeton.
Pierce has 5 to shoot. Lost the handle. Gets down on the ground for it.
Thicker Princeton bigs, such as Pierce, rarely have they been able to get into the paint and create opportunities off the bounce.
And the best big right now for Rutgers has been Antoine Woolfolk. Amori's on the bench right now, but Woolfolk hasn't missed 3 out of 3. And he's at the elbow right now being guarded by Martini. Williams finds him. There's his first miss. Nice job by Peters to get that one back.
I thought Woolfolk could have came down with that one and went straight back up. See here, I think he could have came down with it, gathered, and then went right back up if he would have kept the ball high.
Amori remains on the bench. It's been a nice lineup when they've had Woolfolk and Amori out there at the same time. And now Amori gets up and he'll check in. Backdoor cut doesn't quite work out that time for Pierce, and it'll come back here to Rutgers.
I think this is where seen on the offensive end.
Coming up on the Xfinity 10G Network halftime reports, take a close look at what we've seen here in Trenton, and then a look at the Purdue Boilermakers. They ought to be awfully good once again coming up this fall and winter.
That's a big load to deal with. Zach Edey in the middle, preseason player of the year.
Simpson to Griffiths. 5-star recruit, little fade away. Pure.
Great job of attacking the closeout there. A little bit of a inline out of bounds play. Pulling up to the left, giving a jump shot.
So much excitement for the player of the year in Connecticut. The first 5-star for Steve Michael. Couple of buckets. Alaco now in double digits. He's got 11.
As good as Rutgers has been defensively, they've gotten mixed up a little bit with some of their switches, especially with guard-to-guard actions. It's something they got to clear up.
Simpson, little pull-up. Amori comes up with a rebound right over the top of Martini. Williams crossover, missed the bunny. Olako with the rebound. I talked to Matt a couple weeks ago at a practice. I said, what's going to be different this year? He said, I'm trying to be more creative. I said, do you have the green light to be creative from your head coach? And he thought about it. He said, as long as it's within the structure. Gives it up to Lee that time, and he knocks down his second three.
They're going to need Lee to be a lot more aggressive. He's a guy that I think that needs to shoot 12 to 14 shots per game. As we talked about in the pregame, Owoma last season was the primary playmaker. So to your point, Olako's going to be a guy that needs to be more creative on the offensive end.
Now inside of 1 minute till halftime. Ball kicked out there by Blake Peters. Princeton has fought back now to go up by 2. Xavier Lee. You don't have to have too many conversations.
He has a reputation of being a guy that can get downhill and be creative on the offensive end. So if you add that 3-ball, he's going to be hard to stop in the Ivy League.
Gavin Griffiths has 2 buckets and his own rebound. Ball knocked away by Davis. Nice job by the true freshman there.
Love to see Olako slow the tempo down a little bit, get into their offensive sets.
Princeton on an 8-2 run right now. Brought them to lead by 2. 10 seconds left in the half. Olako's made 5 out of 6. Got to go to work. Tough shot. Got it. Have a first half 7 shots. Peters, Pierce, 3 to shoot. Did get it off. Almost with the rebound is Lee, and the foul called on the floor.
A tough fadeaway, that's what you want if you're Rutgers, but you gotta box out, understanding that this Princeton team is a great rebounding team.
Foul called against Jermichael Davis. Big guy Zach Martini tries a 3. It's long. Princeton started this game up 12-4. Rutgers settled in. They would lead 26-22, but the Tigers scored the last 7 points of the first half to go up 4. And that's excellent defense there by Caden Pierce.
And Rutgers is going to need their guards to have a better half. In the first half, a combined 2 of 18. They're going to need production from their backcourt if they want to win this game.
Did you say 2 for 18?
2 for 18.
Hard to overcome. Amazing it's only 32-28. A tribute to the defense they played. Again, they forced 3 times the turnovers that Princeton has so far. Caden Pierce working on Hyatt. Missed the backdoor cut there. Olako trying to get open himself. And a foul called against Austin Williams as he was working to get open without.
We see Williams here just getting his hands tangled up on Olako. That's what you want to do.
Tigers shot nearly 50% in that first half. Lee considering the 3. Quick crossover. A couple of spins later. Pierce, offensive rebound. Up, and the ball swatted away by Amori. Blake Peters, good hustle on the floor. He gets it back out to Lee. 3, got it.
Man, that is a tough shot. After a loose ball scramble to get to a step back 3. Incredible play there by Lee.
Foul call away from the ball on Blake Peters. And this is excellent work.
Understand that Princeton is a winning program. Getting on the floor, making those extra plays to get Lee that open look.
Williams, great first step all the way into the glass.
A little bit of a miscommunication there by Princeton with the handoff. Able to get downhill for the easy deuce.
You know, Xavier Lee in that Ivy League title game last year and the tournament, he was 0 for 2 from 3. Stepping it up big time tonight already with 3. Peters, spin, thought he could have pulled up. There it is. And he's got one too.
And they've done a pretty good job of sticking on him all night. Fernandez there just lost his footing, opened up Peters for the open look.
Inside to Amori. What are you going to do about that?
There's nothing that you can do, and I think they got to get him more touches in the paint. And he's doing a really good job of going early before the double team can come.
Steve Michael told us during the week he wants to get him 15 shots per game. And that was just his 5th. Lee back out. Peters feeling it. Boy, if he gets hot, he had 5 against Missouri in the game that sent them to the Sweet 16. He's got back-to-back triples now.
And the thing is, he has Fernandez on him, who's 5'11", so that contest doesn't really bother Peters.
Palmquist with his 2nd tray tonight. Boy, they are feeling it. I don't know what was said in the halftime locker room, but the distance is working. Princeton led by 4 at halftime. They've been trading home runs here, and the Tigers are now up 6. Arena holds 8,000, about 6,000 here tonight to kick off the college hoop season. Olako, 5 to shoot. Lee, quick step, circus shot, and a rebound to Amori. This is Fernandez. Defense by Olako. Olako hangs in the air and knocks that one back. Looks good with his 6 for 7 shooting.
It's a good job by Olako, staying vertical. A lot of times, younger players in that situation.
Well, you used to do it Northwestern in the backcourt.
I didn't play a lot of defense, Paul. that wasn't my jam.
More of a shooter.
More of a shooter, absolutely.
Michael Davis, the freshman to Simpson. Now they get into Amori. Only 5 shots so far. Fernandez, good pump fake. And the 2. He wanted the foul, but he didn't get it.
That's a great take there by Fernandez, but I've been so impressed with how Amori has passed out of those double teams. Even though that one got deflected, he saw it coming, got the ball out of his hands, and now your defense is in rotation.
Double team now on Olako and a foul called against Davis.
Seems like the referees are trying to stop the hand checking a little bit.
Hey,
he's got an extremely quick release, and for the most part, Rutgers has done a good job of keeping their eye on him, but he's been able to get open late.
Yeah, made over half of his threes in the tournament run last year, and I'll connect the dots with that Evanston here. A partner played for the Wildcats there, and Blake is from Evanston, Illinois. Caden Pierce, also from Chicagoland, kicks it out. Well, that's a tough one. Off the glass. Amori with the board, kicks it right away to Davis. Back to Palmquist, has a couple of threes. He gives it to Simpson, and he walked.
Yeah, that's an easy call.
Break, we mentioned that Rutgers hadn't shot the ball well in that first half, making just 33%. They've been hot here ever since. They've made 4 out of 5. Princeton has been knocking them down from deep as well to maintain that 4-point lead. Olako inside to Pierce. Regathers, under control, still 14 to shoot. Back to the lane. Well, that's a big-time move there to get it back and to find your way to the bottom.
It's a great job of getting to your spot and shooting over the top of the jump hook.
Simpson, Davis. Fernandez, 3 years at UMass, averaged 14 points the last couple. Now inside of 9 seconds to shoot. Woolfolk made his first 3 shots tonight. Had that one go off the leg of Pearson. They have 3 seconds to shoot.
I think if you're Woolfolk there, I'd like to see you back down. Caden Pierce is a little bit smaller as we see this. Tough bump and finish. That is tough to stay on balance on that jump hook. Pierce doing a good job of playing off of 2 feet, going straight over the top. Because you don't want to get into the penalty too early.
Top scorer for the Scarlet Knights, Palmquist, wears number 9, waiting on the wing. Simpson had that one knocked away or affected by Olako. And it will come back here, the freshman from Los Angeles who got that hand in there. Huggins, one of 3 freshmen expected to play tonight for Princeton. Hickey, Davis, and Huggins, who just checked out. Scott back up to Olako. Game high 13 points. Lee's got 3 of those. And that went a little deep. Long rebound to Simpson. 1 against 3. Peters to the ground once again, but he was on the baseline.
And it seems like Princeton, probably in their preparation, has really scouted Derek Simpson in his on-ball drives to the basket. They're digging every single time he puts the ball onto the floor. So
he score on the floor for the Scarlet Knights. Hyatt checks in. Good cut there by Fernandez. Pierce recovered. Well, that's an almost impossible shot. Well done by the grad student.
And that's just playing off of 2 feet. That's an older player that's experienced, going up against the bigger Pierce, staying on balance, getting a tough left-hand finish.
Steve Beichel excited about the scoring he knew Fernandez would bring. Can't quite seem to get to within 4. But Trey, he's got 10 rebounds already, too.
Now, he's a guy that does not play his height. He's not afraid to play with the trees. He's going to keep coming after you on the glass and offensively off the bounce.
Princeton has withstood a pretty good punch here from Rutgers coming out of the halftime locker room. They made 4 out of 5 shots to start this half. Fernandez, 3. And the 11th rebound to Pierce. He might get to 20 tonight.
All over the glass.
Tigers up by 4 at halftime. Now up by 6. They trailed by as many as 4 late in the first half before going on a 7-0 run. Davis kicked that one out of bounds. A pair of freshmen wins that one.
Yeah, Davis had an open lane there. Happens sometime as a guard. Ball dribbles off your knee.
Okay, down 6. What's your strategy here as you try and chip away at it if you're Steve Peichel?
You got to get the ball inside as much as possible. They've gotten really good stuff.
They're listening. Coach.
There you go. And then also attacking the hard hedge defense with good spacing. They had good weak side spacing. Woolfolk doing a good job of rim running to the basket and getting the open layup.
Woolfolk has now made 4 out of 5 shots. Guards the freshman Huggins. Gives to another freshman Davis. They had Huggins inside. Now they find him. 8 to shoot. Olako, 2 to shoot. He's only missed once. That's his second miss. And a rebound to Hyatt. Back up top to Davis. They want to get that ball, as you said, Trey, down inside the big number 13.
Davis has a mismatch here against the freshman big as well.
Sets the pick, back to Fernandez, 7 to shoot. Davis all the way in, tough shot. Pierce, a dozen rebounds.
Good job by the big fella, staying in front and staying vertical.
Olako talking, they call him Mushmouth because he never stops talking. Davis, pull up. Huggins rebound. That is 13 rebounds now for Pierce. Amazing. Continues to work the glass. Olako. Looked like he thought he was going to get contact. Never got it. Davis to Hyatt. Missed opportunity there for the Tigers. Now the Scarlet Knights can pull to within 2. Almost. A lot of anticipation for big number 10 for the Scarlet Knights, the true freshman, player of the year in the state of Connecticut. First 5-star for Steve Peichel. Crowd senses Rutgers coming back here. They trailed by 4 at halftime. They're back to within 2. They themselves led by 4 late in the first half. Xavier Lee's been feeling it from 3, takes it all the way in this time. Martini had a one knocked away. Palmquist to Davis for 2. We are tied once again.
Good job by Davis, shielding off the defender, going off of 2 feet and finishing at the rim. That is where he's at his best, in transition.
Rutgers, Princeton played every year for over 5 decades. This is the 121st meeting. Can't draw it up any better.
Feel the energy in this arena right now. It's a great home state rivalry.
Only 5 to shoot. Martini wide open. Clean look, and he knocks it down.
That's a mistake from Amori. You got to understand that Martini, even though he's a big man, he's a 3-point shooter. That is what he's in the game to do.
Tigers winning with the 3 ball. They've made 8, while Rutgers has made only 3.
You see Princeton is not hard hedging anymore on the ball screen actions.
Michael Davis kicks it out. Well, that's at all 3 threes, but he's sitting for now. Martini just knocked down that 3. Reminds me of Mitch Henderson when we talked to him during the week. Said we're going to have 5 good shooters on the floor at all times this year. Even the bigs and the 6'7" just went deep. Here he is again. This time looking to pass. Olako has been quiet in this second half after making 6 out of 7 in the first. Had a ball knocked away, and Rutgers couldn't quite come up with it. Princeton will have 8 seconds to shoot.
And I think that's the job of earning his value by slowing down Princeton's top guard this game.
And a good adjustment there at halftime from Steve Piper.
Absolutely.
There's the matchup he just talked about. 3 seconds to shoot. Little spin move. And an up and in. Well, he earned his first bucket there the second half.
How about the patience there? 2 pump fakes, getting Williams in the air, and finishing through the contacts.
Palmquist with a game-high 15. He's made 7 out of 10 shots. Williams on the other end. They want to get it inside. Amori has been quiet. Finds an open Davis, and the freshman is long. Another rebound to Pierce. He's got 14. Martini just hit 1. He has another.
That's a guy you have to find in transition. And it's tough for big men because they're not used to sprinting back and finding shooters in transition. But against this Princeton team, you have to.
9th three-point shot made by Princeton. Largest lead at 8. Amori, nice tip in there by Woolfolk.
A lot of times when you double team the post, you are vulnerable for offensive rebounds. Woolfolk doing a good job of recognizing that and getting the tip in.
Princeton has made 5 out of 7 three-pointers here in the second half alone. Earn the right to be awfully patient now, up by 6. Palmquist sees a lane and finds another 2. Woolfolk on the ground. Stat line here in the second half. They've made 2 out of 14 from 2 for Mitch Henderson. I know he doesn't like that, but they have made 5 out of 7 three-pointers, and they're on a 7-0 run. Amori. Boy, gets that one back, misses twice, and couldn't get that second rebound. Noah Fernandez coming in and called for the foul. But they got what they wanted.
To increase his percentage in the low block. 6
fouls now against the Scarlet Knights. Next one since Princeton to the line for 1-and-1. Pierce comes out of a double team there. Break the press with relative ease, and now Manalaco sets it up to lead. Has been as advertised, shooting it awfully well. Knocked down 3 threes. Little pull-up. Pretty touch.
A good job just playing in balance. Great pace there. Gets to a behind-the-back pull-up for the jump shot.
Largest lead for Princeton right now, into double digits at 10. Plenty of time for Rutgers to respond. The ball knocked away there by Alaco. The 2 run after this game was tied at 45. Fernandez. There's an open Amori. To do here, this team could really use those kind of numbers. They could also really use some defense, as the Tigers have made their last 5 shots.
They've been really good defensively. There's been a few lapses on the defensive end, losing shooters. I think that's been the difference thus far.
Xavier Lee just gets that one across. Up to Pierce. Game high in rebounds. He's got 14 of those. Alaco, top scorer, 17. Now 8 to shoot. Xavier Lee's hit 3. That one rims out, and a rebound to Davis. Okay, so they get a bucket with the jam. They get a stop. Just cut it to 8. And a turnover. Alaco up to Peters, and this press of Rutgers really hasn't slowed them down too much. Certainly hasn't caused any turnovers.
Great job by Coach Henderson recognizing that you always need 2 playmakers on the floor to handle that pressure.
Alaco's been the top playmaker for the Tigers as expected. Top returning scorer from a year ago. Lee, little pull up, in and out. Amori with another board. Davis, Fernandez, back to Palmquist, just checked back in. And Amori pushed off there, I do believe. Yes, he did, and that is the 7th foul called against Rutgers. Changes the game here a little bit as they'll be shooting 1-and-1 now.
Yeah, and I think on that previous possession, Pikel is okay with that trade offensive glass. Just a little bit of a push off there by Amori.
Cade Pierce only made 65% of his free throws last year. Misses the front end there. Negates the turnover. Palmquist back to Amori. They want to get him down inside. Outside to shoot. Fernandez. Martini working against the Mori. Good pass. Williams, they could use this, and he's got it.
That's a good cut there by Davis to occupy the defense and making a quick read to hit Williams in the corner.
Rutgers has scored the last 5 points. The lead goes from 10 down to 5 as we hit the 5-minute mark. Alako, couple of spins and an extra step.
Opens up the corner for Williams for the open three. Then on the other hand here, Williams standing his ground, doing a good job of forcing the travel against Alako.
Rutgers looking to build on a 5-0 run. Simpson, Fernandez, and he'll go to the line to shoot 3. And he's needed it here in the last couple of minutes. And here we go, 2-point game.
How about this for opening night?
Can't get much better. Jersey jam, Xavier Lee. Boy, that was impressive. He saw that lane and took advantage.
And that's a big play moving forward because now Rutgers has to think twice about how much pressure they give in the front court.
Xavier Lee with 13 points. That too put him back on top by 4. Williams slowly got into the lane, back to Fernandez. And a rebound to Pierce. 15.
But I like that Rutgers guards are looking to score, being a little bit more aggressive off of dribble drives and ball screens.
Princeton has been awfully patient for this entire second half. Lee, spin, in again! Back-to-back buckets at the hole. Princeton and get it back to a tie game a couple of times here in this half, but Princeton at that point has pulled away. Right now up by 6, just inside of 4 minutes. And the whistle blows. That's big number 11 inside. He's made half his shots, 5 out of 10. But Martini, number 54 for Princeton, has done a nice job bottling him up inside. He continues to try and work to get open. Now he's got it. Little spin, tough shot. There you go.
It's a great job once again, going quick before the double team can get there. And that double team's going to keep coming, so Rutgers guards needs to be ready on the weak side to play off the catch.
Peters with the ball, just gave it to Lee. They each have 3 threes tonight. Alako, Martini. Five to shoot. Boy, he finds his way all the way in. 1 to shoot. And he drew the foul. Out of that first half. He hit 6 out of 7 for Mitch Henderson, the former captain point guard here for the Tigers in his 13th season as their head coach. Palmquist was open there. Davis pulls the 3. Air ball.
Yeah, if you're Palmquist, you got to shoot it. That play was designed for you to come out of that elevator screen wide open. Got to take that one.
He's made 2 out of 4. They wanted him to take that shot as well. Now, another patient possession coming up here for the Tigers.
And late in the game, it's all about guard play. Which guards can create and get high percentage shots?
Alako looking for one now, working against Fernandez. Up top to Lee, 2 seconds to shoot. Hangs. I think that went off of the Mori. Reset the clock, ball back to the Tigers.
Seen here, playing off at 2 feet. That's a high percentage shot right there. Just came up a little bit short, but once again, Princeton active on the offensive glass.
Cade Pierce had it knocked away. Palmquist didn't take the 3, but gets the steal. And trailing by 6. Scarlet Knights got to hurry. Williams guarded by Pierce. And a timeout called by Steve Pikiell. Made, and Steve Pikiell, long way to go here, and still time to knock down some key 3s tonight, but it hasn't been great in that part of the offense so far. Fernandez, little hesitation, and in. Amori got his hands on it. Again, almost got the ball back, and off of Amori it comes to the Tigers.
What makes Princeton such a great team.
And the one after that would be an automatic 2. Xavier Lee into Pierce. They continue to break that press. Martini back up top to Pierce. They'd like to get it into the hands of Alako, who wears 14.
Mismatch here with Amori and Lee.
Lee already with 15 points and swatted away by Amori. And here come the Scarlet Knights. Davis blocked and off of.
Once you see that Pierce is in front of you and his chest is in front of you, you got to pull it out and get a good position down 6.
They've done a heck of a job tonight navigating their way through this press. Haven't turned it over once because of that pressure. We're going to hit the 1-minute mark with the Tigers up by 6.
I was going to say, Paul, that's something that you practice. And then also having veteran guards.
Shot clock now down to 10. Alako game high 19 points. Make it 21.
What a play by the senior guard there.
Potential dagger there as the lead is now 8. Williams all the way in, gets it back to 6. Xavier Lee fouled. Second leading scorer for the Tigers with 15 points. With that bucket there.
You develop physically as Lee is. It's all about how quickly you can get your shot off.
Rutgers got to go in a hurry now. Griffiths, a couple of buckets in that first half. Now finds Davis, fellow freshman. 30 seconds. Fernandez fouled by Lee. Has done a nice job here tonight, coming back from a number of deficits. They just couldn't quite get it over the edge. Trailing by 8 now. Got to hustle it up. Griffiths has that one knocked away. Back to Alako, and that'll do it. Xavier Lee has been such a big part of this game tonight. Fouled again. League in assists. He was excited to see what his team would come out with offensively tonight. See what could potentially make them special. Lee and Alako, one game in, look pretty good. Alako with it now, up to Pierce. His rebounding has been terrific as well, with 50.